Picture this. You wake up tomorrow with $50 billion in your account. Your first instinct might be to grab your phone and post about it, show off to everyone who doubted you. But if you did that, you'd be making the biggest mistake of your life. Real billionaires would never do what you just imagined. While you're watching influencers flex their rented Lamborghinis, the people who actually own the companies that make those cars are completely invisible online. They're not posting, not sharing, not even lurking. Today I'm revealing exactly why the ultra-wealthy have collectively agreed to stay off social media. 3 years ago, a tech entrepreneur worth $800 million posted one Instagram photo holding his acquisition paperwork. Within 6 hours, that innocent post had 2 million views. But here's what happened next. His home address was doxed within 4 hours. Someone cross-referenced the reflection in his watch with satellite imagery. His children's school was identified from a backpack in the background. His wife received threatening messages. 3 extortion attempts came through his DMs before the day ended. Tax authorities in 5 countries opened investigations based on old interview comments someone compiled from that single post. Within 2 weeks, he'd spent more on legal fees and security than most people make in a lifetime. This was from one post by someone worth less than $1 billion. Now imagine what happens to someone worth 50 times that. The truth is, billionaires learned this lesson centuries ago. The Rothschilds, Morgans, and Astors built wealth by understanding one principle: true power operates in shadows, not spotlights. But here's the deeper reason. When you display wealth publicly, you become a target for something more dangerous than criminals: public opinion. Every billionaire who's made headlines for social media has suffered for it. Elon's tweets cost him tens of billions. Jeff Bezos faced massive backlash posting about space while employees complained about working conditions. The billionaires you never hear about learned from watching these mistakes. They've created shadow social media networks that cost millions just to access. Average net worth requirement is $2 billion. These aren't platforms with likes or followers. They operate like private intelligence agencies where members share investment information and political developments. A single message moves billions of dollars within hours. Here's what's fascinating. Billionaires understand that social media extracts value through attention and data harvesting. Mark Zuckerberg built his fortune convincing people to share personal information for free. You think he's going to share his personal information on the same platform? He understands better than anyone that users are the product being sold. Social media creates addiction patterns counterproductive to wealth building. Constant dopamine hits from likes create need for external validation that makes people impulsive rather than strategic. When managing billions, impulsivity costs everything. Successful investors delay gratification and make decisions based on data, not emotions. There's also the authenticity trap. Social media rewards personal, vulnerable content. But authenticity is a luxury billionaires cannot afford. Every authentic moment becomes data that predicts behavior or exploits weaknesses. When negotiating $100 million deals, showing emotional stake costs enormously. Everything posted becomes evidence in legal proceedings. Billionaires face constant business disputes, regulatory investigations, and tax matters. A single post taken out of context derails legal strategies, costing millions in fees. The networking aspect is irrelevant. High net worth individuals connect through private clubs, exclusive events, and family connections. Being active on social media signals you don't have access to networks that really matter. It's like wearing obvious designer logos, signaling to truly wealthy people you're not part of their world. Real billionaires prefer subtlety and exclusivity. They associate with people understanding discretion's value. Someone constantly posting demonstrates they don't grasp these principles, making them unsuitable for elite networks. Beyond practical concerns, there's a philosophical reason revealing something profound about wealth's relationship with society. With billions, you stop being private citizen and become public figure. Your decisions affect thousands of employees, influence entire industries, shape policy outcomes. You become quasi-governmental entity with enormous responsibility. Social media is designed for private citizens sharing personal lives. It's not designed for entities wielding billionaire-level power. Using social media as billionaire is like casual conversation through megaphone in crowded stadium. Everything gets amplified and distorted beyond intention. Billionaires understand they operate differently than regular people. They've accepted privacy is gone but work to control information flow. Social media represents complete loss of control, unacceptable at their level. This is why they invest in traditional media relationships and carefully managed appearances. They think about public presence like chess, where every move is calculated steps ahead. Social media is playing chess drunk, making impulsive moves rather than strategic ones. Here's what this means for understanding real wealth. People with most influence are ones you hear about least. Decisions shaping your daily life are made by people whose names you don't know and activities you never see on social media. While everyone's distracted by celebrity billionaire drama, real ultra-wealthy quietly shape policy, influence markets, and determine technological development direction behind scenes. True power doesn't need performance or display. It needs effectiveness. Effectiveness requires privacy and strategic thinking incompatible with social media participation. This invisible influence is more powerful than any social media presence. When you control infrastructure others use to communicate, influence policies governing platforms, shape cultural narratives determining what people think important, you don't need followers or likes. You have something far more valuable: control over the systems themselves. Next time you're scrolling social media, remember the most powerful wealthy people aren't scrolling with you. They're not posting, commenting, or watching. They're making decisions determining what you see in your feed, what platforms survive, what conversations dominate cultural attention. Their absence isn't limitation. It's their greatest strategic advantage. Understanding this difference between performed wealth and real wealth, between social media influence and actual power, between popularity and control, is key to understanding how our world really works. The billionaires avoiding social media learned the most important lesson about digital age power. True influence doesn't come from having most followers. It comes from owning the platform itself.